Hey guys, I just wanted to make a follow-up video on how to get your speed set because it's not it's not a bad thing to keep your speed up to date. I mean, speed isn't speed isn't a bad thing. Um, so I did update the speed set uh, thing I had earlier. Really, the only difference is that you can make most of these pieces on your own or buy them off the auction house as you did earlier, or as I did earlier. Um, and obviously, it's the main pieces of gear and your rings, which is nice. Rings is nice. But in order to make this, you need an engineer and the profession that makes the gear. So, like a leather worker, blacksmith, whoever whatever armor type you're trying to make it. And so what you do is basically you go here. You want these pure sail extensions. They drop off 2 mobs in Seraph Mortis for engineers. Um, and engineers make these, and then you need to send them over to whatever profession that you want to make the armor on, and then a crafter's mark. And in order to get these crafter's marks, you need to get to like honored with the enlightened, which is a little annoying, but it's whatever. And then once you put that in, you get 62 speed, which is super nice, better than what we had before. But obviously, this might get outdated. So if if you don't want to drop so much money onto this stuff, you don't have to. Maybe slowly work towards it on your own. But that's about it in terms of the crafted gear. The Azurite stuff's basically the same. You want to just at least fill out your slots, and if you're really trying to min-max it, farm the Nyalotha Mythic to get those better pieces. But you at least want to get your slots filled out. And with this cowl, I will show you how to get it on here. It comes from a quest called the Great Sea Scrolls in Zuldazar or Stormsong Valley. But you want to. It's basically like a treasure quest, but you want to make sure that you have your Heart of Azeroth before you start the quest. Otherwise, it won't come with the Azurite traits, and it'll basically be useless. So you just want to be cautious of that. Back to the spreadsheet. Obviously, the item level 50 boots are still best, BIS, and they're super great. And there's a couple other ways to get them. Obviously, you can farm Legion dungeons. Which one for leather? Let's see. I believe it's Ivashara. The first, usually you want to do the first boss, or a dungeon that has a couple bosses that can drop boots. I believe it's it's these two. So this guy drops boots and this guy drops boots, and you just farm these bosses and hope that you get at least the socket proc on them. You can also get speed on them, so you can get both, but at least the socket would be great. But you can also go to the Burning Crusade. Let's say Magister's Tower. I believe it's this guy. So these boots have 2 sockets on them, and if you have a buddy that has like a character that's around level 44 or 45, and you bring him in here and he picks up these boots, he can trade them to you, and you can put both of the straddling gems on there and the minor speed enchantment, and that's that right there is what 18%. That's not diminished by the tertiary stat. So super nice, but at least the socket on there would be nice. Obviously, my guy only has 1 socket, so it's not a super need because you can obviously put the straddling gem in a ring. So it's not a super big deal, but if you're trying to min-max your stats and your Azurite traits, it's nice. There's also another way you can get super easy plate and leather boots with item level 50 and a socket, always with a socket. And I might make a video about it in the coming days. And basically, all you do is you go up, you find a rare, and you kill the rare, and it will always have it, like as long as you're level 44 or 45 who you killing on, it will always have a socket on it, and it will be item level 50, which is what you want. Other than that, we can move on to your weapons, and your weapons are a little weird because if you do build, you want to have one that's level 50, so you can put Windwalking on it, which procs based off of kills, and it'll give you a flat 10% movement speed, which is super nice. And then if you do will obviously have the highest item level weapon you have with speed on it. You can obviously buy level 131s off the auction house. Going back to the spreadsheet, trinkets are still pretty hard to get. You can't craft them. So you can probably buy one off the auction house, and then the other maybe get an anima battery. But the Hunting of the Pact isn't all that great because you have to kill an enemy that it yields experience or honor. So I mean, usually when you're using your speed set, you're just blowing through old content. It's not, it's kind of counterintuitive to use this trinket. Obviously the enchants are all the same, and with the Azurite Longstrider, you want to be stacking your highest speed or your highest secondary stat as usual. So if you're crafting your stuff, try to put your most useful stat always on them, and then enchant and gem your stuff with your best secondary stat. But that's pretty much it for the your sets here. You can obviously buy. You can also use this website to buy your stuff off the auction house, but it's kind of not as been as useful as it has in the past because of how most of your stuff had to be bought off of RNG stuff. So it's not as useful as it was in the past, but you can still find maybe a trinket on here, or maybe an item level 50 weapon, or boots maybe even if you're really lucky. But that's usually, it's better than going to the auction house and looking yourself. So there's also another website that it's even better than the last one. And it goes through so much stuff. It goes through your Azurite pieces and where you can find them. It goes through the straddling gems, how the Longstrider works with your secondary stats, classes and races, and certain things like the Leaper legendary that gives you 2 extra heroic leaps for warriors. Super nice, super useful website. I'll leave it in the description. But yeah, that's pretty much it for speed. I guess I'll show off my speed before I go. Your Azurite pieces, and then just crafted stuff. And then what I did with my weapons is, having my highest item level sword with speed on it, which just happens to be off the auction house. And then I used a level 45 item level dagger. Doesn't have to be a dagger; it could be whatever. Has speed on it. It's nice. But you really want Windwalking, at least on one of your weapons, just to at times proc the 10% speed increase. And also, certain classes have talents that, as of 925, have ways to increase your speed. For Assassination and Subtlety, you have Night Stalker, which increases your speed and stealth. So that's a 20% movement speed increase. And Night Elves get a movement speed increase while in stealth. So it's about like a 24. It's about like a 4% ish boost. It's about 5 actually, about a 5%. That's just about everything you can do to get speed. I mean, having a decent set will give you the same amount of speed as a ground mount and then you can do your abilities, and as a rogue you can pickpocket. Going through old world content or doing farms, like as a rogue I can go and pickpocket stuff to get toys and other stuff like lock boxes and open that and get transbot like that. That's doing that at a high level of speed really makes those farms a lot easier. But that's about it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And I will try and get that speed boot video out here soon. So other than that, guys, that's all I have, and I'll see you in the next one.